What's going on, YouTube? Back with another one. So I decided to start a YouTube channel. So about a year ago, I started doing my research about moving to another state. And of course, I turned to YouTube for some advice, watched plenty of videos. And what I kind of noticed was that a lot of the videos started with the U-Haul backing up to the door. And I'm like, whoa, 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 whoa. I'm like, where you gonna live at? Where you gonna work? Where you moving to? What the neighborhood look like? I wanted the logistics, the planning. Is you taking everything in your house with you? Did you have a yard sale? You gonna give some of the stuff away? So, so I wanted to know everything from the inception of when you decided to move, why, the pros and cons. I wanted all the tea. I've been living in my house for 20 years. Only thing I can remember about moving is I hate moving. Shoot, I want to know everything from, heck, where you buy them boxes you packing everything up in. Your planning, your route, what states you going to go through when you go, because as far as whenever I do head out there, the first stop I'm making is St. Louis. That's 7 hours from here. So my reason being is, the furthest I ever drove was 7 hours. I think back in 2003, 4 or something. Cousin of mine graduated from Tennessee State, and we all drove down there to attend the graduation. But that's the furthest I ever drove. Vegas is a 29, 30-hour drive. So I'm planning to chop it up in 3. But my first stop, St. Louis, the reason I picked there, it's the 7 hours. If it seemed like it's a bit more than I could chew, that's my point of no return. That's my turnaround point. But another reason, I could knock out some things on my bucket list depending on what states I'm going to go through. Speaking of St. Louis, one of the things on my bucket list is I always wanted to see that arch. I never been there. So shoot, start with me. The reason I want to move to Vegas, so about a year ago in January 24, I retired in June 24. So a gift, my gift to myself was on my birthday, September. I was going to rent an Airbnb out for the whole month of September. And, I told some family and friends, anybody that want to come down during them 30 days, come on. I had planned to get a spot with a little pool. And, after 32 years of working, I was just going to be my present to myself. And what started to happen, the closer and closer and closer up until September, I started getting a little down and out, lightweight depressed about leaving. I'm like, I ain't even got there yet, and I'm already sad about having to leave. So later on that day, I'm watching this show. It was one of those shows where people are looking to buy a house, and I never forget, it was a lady from Detroit and her brother. So they love Vegas so much, they go down there at least 4 times a year. So she was looking in buying an investment property for one. So every time she go down, she got somewhere to stay. And outside of that, I guess she was going to rent an Airbnb, make some money that way. And they started taking her around, showing her all these houses and whatnot. And as I'm watching it, it just dawned on me. It hit me like a ton of bricks. Like, man, I don't have to live here anymore. And I couldn't even hardly sleep. I had to go back to work that night. I worked 12-hour night shifts, 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. And I'm up all day just thinking like, you know what? You'd have lived here your whole life. You always wanted to live somewhere warmer year round. And it was bothering me. I mean, I just was like, you know what? I got my time in almost. I was 6 months out from retiring. And I was like, wow, I never thought of it. So that's what started my journey on wanting to move to Vegas. I just wanted a way of documenting, everything from the inception of my idea of moving, why I wanted to move, all the planning, everything. First I got to sell this house. I wanted to, film my remodeling and renovations I'm doing. Everything, all the preparing, the packing up, and then the U-Haul. But actually, I said I was just going to give everything away in here. Actually, I already started. I just been giving everything away. I learned that from my mom and grandma. They always said, pass the blessings along, pass the blessings down. I know a lot of people, sell stuff. If you got kids, give it to your kids. Anybody in need. I just been giving stuff away. Really, about the only thing I considered taking was if I could just take my bed and my couch and my toolbox. That's all I wanted to take. But I looked up. They got these U-Haul pods. So I looked up one big enough to fit my bed, couch, and my toolbox. And I just typed in a random zip code in Vegas. And just to get that shit, they come drop it off at your house. You load it up, put a lock on it. They pick it up and they store it to whenever you want it delivered. So whenever I would get out there, I will put my address in. But I picked a random zip code, and it was like $2,300. I'm like, I like my sofa. I haven't had it that long, and I love my bed. And I'm like, by the time I pay to get that all loaded up, all the sweat and tears of that, and I don't know nobody there. I had to hire somebody to help me take it all in and paying the shit. I could just buy a couch and a bed. My bed is 20 years old. That couch I remember buying it right before COVID, so it's about 5 years old. So I could take that money and just buy a new bed, which I'm about due for, and give me a sofa. My cousin was like, why do people always want to move somewhere and take old stuff? Get you some new stuff. You didn't got your use out of it. I'm like, yeah, that's true. So I plan on just, I don't know if that'll fit my sofa. It's a sectional. I don't know if it'll fit my sister's house, but I know my daughter would love it. She just moved, and I know she would love it. Anyway, back to it. I know I'm always rambling, but I just wanted to document the drive there. The hotels. I figured I'm gonna give myself 5 days, but I said I was gonna do 3 days, 10 hours a day, and break it up. I was gonna stop St. Louis, Tulsa, Oklahoma, and then Albuquerque. Them was my 3 stops, 10 hours a day, roughly. And I'm sure it'd be some pretty scenery and sights to see along the way. I want to film all that. Uh, and then when I get there, so my plan was to just lease an apartment for a year. That give me time to learn the city of Vegas and the ins and outs, some nice areas to move, and my budget, and things like that. And I started seeing where they got 6-month leases. So I was like, I don't think it'd take a whole year, but 6 months, I know you gotta pay a little bit higher monthly on the rent, but it's an option. I'm a ways off from that, so I got time to think about it. And after I get settled in, wherever I find a house and get settled in, one day I just wanna go all the way back to the beginning. Right now, I'm about 10 videos in. And just, when one day, there's going to come a day where I moved out there, all moved in and bought a house and settled in. And I want to go back and just watch the first video and just, binge watch it all the way through. I just wanted to document that. And, if there's anybody else who's ever considered moving to another state, maybe it could be a benefit, a help to somebody else that's never done it before. I keep saying we could do it together. So like I said, I never done nothing like this, so I'm gonna learn and come along for the journey, learn with me. All right, I'm out. Thanks for watching. Consider subscribing. Give me a shot. All right, see you on the next one.